first of my series of little golden books, sort of spring journals. This is made out of the Golden Egg book. I love the illustrations in this book. They're so cute. And I took some inspiration from some of the colors, but not much. This really is sort of a real authentic junk journal. So let's get started with our flip through. To start off, we'll look at the spine. I did use some sort of quilted upholstery fabric here to cover up the stitching on the spine. I really loved the motif on there. I did make just a little tassel dangle with a little vintage piece of jewelry on there, but the tassel does have lace and ribbon and torn fabric. So yeah, that's on the spine. You can always detach that, put something else if you want to. So that is just a little hook that you can take off if you want. All right. So the cover then, I always keep the original covers for the book. I do dress them up so I can cover up any UPC codes, anything like that. But I did keep the entire book intact. It does have nice, sturdy, antique bronze book corners on, and then it has a tie closure. So I'll just open it up and see what we've got here. So the entire book, like as I said, is intact. You can read the entire story. All of the storybook pages have been reinforced with some pretty floral washi tape. So I did make a new spine and covered that with this really lovely vintage floral fabric. So, and here we are. Very pretty hummingbird card. On the back is a little tuck spot with just a little journal card in there that you can use. And a little micro collage with some stamps and some vintage fabric scraps and lace. Here's a book page from a botanical book. Some tea-dyed tracing paper. A vintage doily. Here's some vintage ledger paper, tea-stained, and with a nice punched edge. Another page from the book. I just love these illustrations. This bunny is so cute. Some pretty scrapbook paper that actually does sort of match the color family that's in this book, in this journal. Here's a really pretty little floral envelope, and I bound that right inside the signature, but inside then is a tab and another journal card that you can pull out. So that's safely in there. Here is some more sort of springtime themed stationery. Some more spring themed stationery here. Another book page. Here's a really pretty bag. I added the paper flower embellishment, but you can certainly keep little treasures inside there. Some more tea or coffee stained paper, but it's a coloring sheet, which would be fun if you wanted to color that. This cute little note card, again, with little bunnies, lupus. I did tie the signature of this one to the inside and added to the ends some mother of pearl shells. So those are on the ends there. On the back of the card, I put another micro collage decorating just a little card insert, and then behind it is also a tuck spot with another journaling card in there. Here's the other end of the paper bag. I did decorate that with some lace, and then a nice big bright tag on the inside, so you can do some journaling on that. More book pages. Rest of that stationery. I love the stationery. There's a cute little ladybug right there. Anyway, tulips. There I wasn't sure what to do with flapping the envelope, so I just glued that right down to the paper ahead of it. Seemed to work really well. More storybook pages. Here's the other side of that ledger paper, and I did put a decorated and altered paper clip on there. I'll pull that up so you can see it. So I did use some of the foil that came off the spine of this book, and one of the little places had a rabbit on it. So you can see that there. Get all situated here again. Rest of the doily tracing paper, some of that botanical book, and here's the back of the hummingbird card. I did put some lace on there. I made a little side pocket. It's got some tea-stained note paper and a vintage playing card, but I love the tulips on the back. All right, that's the first signature. There are only 2 signatures in this, but they're chock full of stuff. Second signature. There's kind of a memo pad in there. Here's some music staff paper that's been tea stained or coffee stained. Here's another altered paper clip decorated with little odds and ends, a stamp. Does have a little journaling card tucked in underneath that. Some more stationery paper with a decorated edge there. It matches that envelope that you saw in the front of the journal in the first signature. Vintage doily. Some very pretty scrapbook paper. And here is a beautiful envelope. I love the inside of these envelopes, which you can't see very well. But inside that is some tea-stained note paper. So that tucks right down in there. Here's some embroidery pattern paper. And then I punched the edge here. Also tea or coffee stained. Here's just a little calendar page, but it's so beautiful with the florals around the edge. More of the storybook. Here's from one of those old Ideals magazines. I love those. Tea, coffee stained paper. It does have signs of springtime, so a little springtime poem on there. Here's another spring themed poem, After the Rain. In the middle of this signature, I do have a pretty card that ties shut. So, ties shut right there. You can do whatever you like with that. Beautiful florals on the back, and the rest of the poem. And there's a little boy and his dog getting ready to go outside. More book pages. Here's the other end of the memo. It's actually a shopping list. More of that embroidery paper. This is the flap of that envelope, and I just decorated the flap with a little mini collage of paper flowers and a butterfly. Here's a mini collage on a couple of paper clips. This one was a big one. I did not attach this collage to the paper clips, so you can actually take this collage out and use it wherever you like. But I was really happy that I actually found some fabric that had 2 little bunnies sitting there together. So I hope that focuses. There you go. More of the doily, more of the book pages. I've got a little tuck spot here, another tag. This opens up. It's actually a bridge tally, but I love the floral on the front of it. Some more of that coffee dyed music paper. Do your chores. Part of that memo sheet. And there's the end of the book. On the very back cover, I did put a fabric flip up, so there's some of that vintage fabric that I used on the spine. Some lace, so that flips up. You can always tuck something under there if you want to. And then this all flips up, and I do have some more of that tea-stained ledger paper. I've got 4 sheets, 3 or 4 sheets, I can't think. 3 sheets in there. So, and that also flips up nicely, so you could actually do something here on the back. So that's the first of 3. I am hoping to get the other ones done. Oh, here's the back cover. So I did cover up the UPC code with some beautiful floral paper. And again, finished everything off with lace. So it just closes by tying these. And there's lots of room, as you can tell. This has a 2-inch wide spine. So we've got a 2-inch wide spine And look how much space we've got over here. So there's a lot that you can fit into this journal if you'd like to. Thanks for joining me on that flip through, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.